Teen boys among 4 arrested for stealing kettle. 2 teen boys were among 4 persons arrested by the Manchester Police during an anti-predatory larceny operation. It is reported that the cops carried out 2 operations in my gully and recovered 3 heads of cattle which have been stolen from nearby farms. Sergeant Leisha Rose said that 16 and 17-year-old boys and an adult male, all from neighboring Clarendon, were held during one operation. In the other operation, one adult male was held while another man escaped. The escapee, Devontae Clark, has been listed as a person of interest. She said at least 7 heads of cattle were reportedly stolen last month.
On Friday, July 4th, the Cottage Police, acting on information, went to a property located along the Green Hill Main Road in Mile Gully, Manchester, where a white GMC truck was seen laden with cows stolen from the same property. 3 suspects, including 2 children, all of Clarendon addresses, were arrested. Subsequently, acting upon further information, the police went to another location where a 4th man was arrested. A 5th man, known to the police as Devontae Clark of Octimbedy District in Manchester, eluded the police. Clark is a person of interest in several cases of predatory larceny being investigated by police officers at the Cottage Police Station. He is also an accused before the Manchester Parish Court and has since absconded bail, and a bench warrant has been issued for his arrest. The farmers in the Mile Gully area, they are being plagued by predatory thieves for the past few months. As late as June, at least 7 cows were stolen, slaughtered, their meat taken, and the carcasses were left on the scene by these predatory thieves. I want to use this opportunity to thank and also to commend the farmers and the community members for their vigilance and their cooperation. I want to urge them to continue to partner with us, the local police, to rid the area and by extension Manchester Division of these predatory thieves, as the police cannot do it by themselves.
More questions and answers as Catherine Hall mourns death of young woman. The community of Catherine Hall is now in a state of mourning as residents try to come to grips with the death of one of their own. 20-year-old Kettle, a hotel worker, was found by firefighters on Saturday morning in the upstairs bedroom of a 2-story dwelling that she was renting at the time of her death. As residents gathered outside, there were murmurs as onlookers questioned what could have led to her losing her life in such a manner. Chief among them was Member of Parliament for St. James West Central constituency, Marlene Mullihu Ford. I have more questions and answers that have been provided so far based on what I have seen on the tour inside, she stated. I think we'll just have to await further investigations, she continued. The questions arrived from alleged happening prior to her death. They were whispers of her having an argument with someone earlier in the day. However, investigators have said they were unable to prove information as it relates to the incident just yet. Reports coming forward are that the young woman was at home alone in the early hours of Saturday morning when screams were heard. Shortly after, smoke and flames were seen coming from the room which she occupied. Residents tried to assist, but that proved futile and firefighters were called in. 2 units from the Barnett Street Fire Station responded to the scene and managed to contain the blaze before it could spread to adjoining and other nearby buildings. Mullihu Fort, along with counsel for the Spring Gardens Division, Dwight Crawford, was taken on a quick tour of the site after the police had removed on to get better understanding of what had taken place. It's just a horrible, horrible incident which has resulted in the loss of life, she stated. Crawford explained that he also had questions about the incident as well, based on what he has seen. Quite particular, often hearing the explanations. I spoke with the mother, and she's absolutely devastated, and my heart goes out to the family. And as you said, MP, there are definitely more questions than answers, he noted. Mullihu Fort also urged the opportunity to express her considerations to the family and the loved ones of the young woman. I want to express my condolences to those who are left mourning this death, she noted. Prime Minister Holness says his administration able to provide public with amenities and services as government fixed engine of delivery. Prime Minister Dr. Andrew Holness has pointed out that his administration is able to provide the public with the necessary amenities and services because government can fix what he called the engine of delivery. Speaking at the launch of the Western Resilience Water Project in Trelawney, Dr. Holness noted that the concerns and complaints of the citizens about not having adequate resources such as water supply. Dr. Holness said the government is now able to address those concerns because it has been able to manage the country's economy properly. He lamented that for too long, many citizens have not been able to understand the economy and its importance to the provision of the resources they need. Dr. Holness said not factoring the economy means challenges for health, national security, and infrastructure. He stressed that the economy remains in a fragile state.
Because for decades, you have been fed a narrative that the economy does not matter. There are politicians who would have stood up to you and say, the economy can't nyam. Meaning, don't tell me about GDP growth, inflation, debt cut, interest rate low, inflation low. Don't tell me about that. Because, it has no impact necessarily on my household. And that has been the trick that has destroyed wise voting in Jamaica. Because you have separated the means of delivering the things you want from the wherewithal to do it. The economy can drink. The economy keep you healthy. The economy keep you safe. The economy provide you road. The economy provide you school. And until the Jamaican electorate understands that it is about the economy. So discovering good management of the economy is the equivalent of discovering oil. Take that away, and you end up in a situation where your spatial growth outpaces your infrastructure. Take that away, and the actions of criminal elements in your society outpaces your law enforcement capability. Take that away, and your hospitals fall into disrepair, and they are unable to give you the service that you require. Take that away, and your pipes, your pumping stations, your tanks, they deteriorate, and you have no water. Take that away, and your roads can't be repaired. But no, not everyone looks at it that way. Asphalt falls from the sky like water falls from the sky. So I make this point to you today, that we are able to gather this large crowd of very proud Jamaicans who are looking with great hopes that their water situation will be solved. That all the other things that they hope for will materialize. Because we have finally addressed the engine of delivery, which is the economy. It's not perfect. The economy is still in a fragile state. But I want you to think on this word that I'm going to use. And it is in the title of this project, resilience.
Short man gunned down in Shelter Rock, Spanish Town. Police investigators from the St. Catherine North Division are probing the murder of a man in the community of Shelter Rock in Spanish Town on Friday. Dead is 27-year-old Kishan McFarlane, otherwise called Short Man, who was a resident of the community. Reports are that about 11:35 a.m., residents heard explosions and summoned the police. Upon arrival, McFarlane was found with what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the neck and back. He was assisted to the nearby Spencerton Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. To subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.